Colbert versus JD Vance late night. Meltdown last night. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert didn't just air, it erupted. What was supposed to be a routine sit-down with Senator JD Vance turned into a late-night battlefield that left the audience stunned, the internet ablaze, and producers scrambling behind the scenes. Senator Vance, the Ohio firebrand and Trump's loyal ally, walked on stage with confidence. Promoting his blue-collar roots and political climb, he was ready to defend his record. But Colbert came loaded. JD, he opened with a smirk. You here to sell Appalachia, or just Trump's latest grift? The crowd tensed. Some laughed. Others flinched. Vance fired back without blinking. I'm here for truth, Stephen, not cheap shots. Tension skyrocketed. Colbert rolled a clip of Vance praising Trump, blasting elites and preaching to red state crowds. Quite a sermon, Colbert quipped. Is that grit, or a guy cashing in on a base? Vance didn't flinch. It's grit you'll never understand. I've lived it. You mock it from a studio chair. The audience split, cheers from one side, jeers from the other, and the energy in the room shifted. Then it got personal. You don't know my people, Vance said, leaning forward. You're just a coastal snob with a mic. Colbert pounced. Snob? I'm not the one cozying up to billionaires, JD. That hit deep. Vance's jaw clenched. His face tightened. The crowd gasped. Then came the bombshell line from Colbert. Your hillbilly roots must feel far away now, huh? He rolled footage of Vance at a Trump rally, grinning with big money donors. Vance, voice rising, shot back. That's loyalty, Stephen. Something you wouldn't know. You flip-flop for laughs. The crowd exploded. Cheers, boos, chaos. Producers whispered frantically into headsets. The segment was slipping fast. Colbert pressed in. Loyalty or a leash? You went from rags to riches, and now you're Trump's lapdog. The jab was brutal, surgical. Vance snapped. Lapdog? I'm fighting for people you ignore. You're the pet. Corporate cash keeps you barking. It wasn't just an interview anymore. It was war. Audience members were shouting. Some stood up. The line between politics and entertainment collapsed in real time. What really lit the fuse, insiders say, was Vance's defiance. He didn't back down. You mock my story, Stephen, he said, voice raw. I clawed out of nothing. You inherited that desk. Colbert smiled coldly. Clawed out? You clawed into power, JD, and you sold your roots for a Senate seat. Then, it happened. Vance stood up, tossed his mic, walked off set. No wave. No goodbye. Just exit. Mid-segment. Colbert sat back, stone-faced. The crowd, stunned into silence. The internet is on fire. X posts, clips, and memes are everywhere. Supporters call Vance a truth-teller, a fighter. Critics say Colbert held the line. CBS insiders are reeling, and nobody knows if the footage will even make it to air. But one thing's clear. This wasn't just late-night TV. It was a cultural flashpoint, and it's not over. JD Vance meltdown. Turns The Late Show into a war zone last night on The Late Show with Stephen Colbert. Words didn't just cut. They exploded. Senator JD Vance took the stage with fire in his eyes, but by the end he was storming off in a blaze of fury. The audience split, the internet in flames. It started with jabs. It ended with shouting, a tossed mic, and security dragging Vance off the set. Vance's words were slicing, sharp, defiant, raw. The crowd fractured in real time. Some chanted, JD, JD, while others laughed, phones raised, X posts going viral in seconds. One video, capturing the moment his voice cracked, in rage already racking up 1 million views. The energy in the room? Nuclear. I'm not your punching bag, Stephen. I'll take you down, Vance snapped, his voice loud, unsteady. Colbert didn't flinch. He leaned in, eyes gleaming. Take me down? JD, you're shaking. Your Trump armor's cracking. He gestured to Vance's clenched fists, his rigid frame. The crowd roared. Some stood, others shouted, and chaos began to take root. Producers waved frantically, calling for a break, but Vance wasn't done. You don't cut me off, he shouted, booming over the din. I'm not finished. It was spiraling now, Fast. No script. No breaks. Colbert, calm and deadly, struck again. Your hillbilly act's fading. You're not grit, JD. You're a Senate sellout. Then came the graphic. Vance and Trump, grinning under swirling dollar signs. The crowd gasped. Vance's eyes burned. Sellout? I'm real, Stephen. You're fake. Peddling lies for claps. The crowd broke into chaos. Cheers collided with boos. Phones lit up. The control room barely held the feed. Colbert smiled, razor sharp. Real. You're Trump's puppet, JD. Dancing for his cash, his crowd. That did it. Vance slammed the desk, thud, and stood. I'm my own man. You're the puppet. Corporate strings got you barking. The audience exploded. Some chanting JD fights. Others yelling sit down, phones everywhere. X flooded. Colbert grinned. Your own man? You're trembling, JD. Trump's got you wound tight. The crowd was on the edge of riot. What pushed it over wasn't just the insults. It was Vance. Breaking. He towered over the desk, voice cracking. You don't know me. I've bled for my people. You've bled for ratings. Colbert fired back, merciless. Bled. You're bleeding now. Look at you. The room detonated. Audience members surged forward, cups flew. Someone shouted, Finish him! I'll finish you! Vance screamed. You smug hack! Security was already moving. Let me go. I'll walk. Vance roared as they grabbed his arms. You're nothing, Stephen. I'll tear this whole thing down. Colbert stood. You're falling apart, JD. Get out. The command rang final. The crowd screamed, some demanding he be kicked, others begging to let him stay. Vance ripped off his mic and hurled it. Crash. I'm not your toy, he spat. You're done. Security lunged. The feed cut seconds later. The Late Show turned into a meltdown for the ages. JD Vance's walk-off is already trending worldwide. Clips looping, hashtags surging. And this wasn't just a segment. It was a reckoning. More than politics. It was a televised breakdown. And it's far from over. JD Vance ejected from The Late Show in explosive meltdown last night. The Late Show with Stephen Colbert went off the rails and right into the history books. JD Vance, Ohio's Trump-anointed warrior, was forcibly removed from the set after a volcanic clash with Colbert that spiraled into a full-blown shouting frenzy. The moment? Chaos. The aftermath? Legendary. What began as political sparring turned personal fast. Sources say Vance, eyes blazing, vowed to tear Colbert down, only to be met with the host's cold reply and a final shove toward the wings. That was the breaking point. Vance's mic slammed against the desk, his voice hoarse, fists clenched as security tried to restrain him. Let me go, I'll walk, he yelled, thrashing as guards locked in. From across the stage, Colbert delivered the dagger. You're done, JD, hit the road. The studio erupted. Cheers, boos, pandemonium. Some in the crowd yelled, Get him out, while others shouted, Let him stay. As Vance fought back, You're a coward, Stephen, hiding behind them. He was dragged off stage, shoes scraping, rage spilling. Phones flashed, streams went live. The moment unfolded in real time, the internet catching fire. One chant cut through the noise. Trump's boy falls. Others countered. Stand strong, JD. Backstage, sources say producers stood frozen, headsets silent. He's gone, one finally muttered. The feed caught it all. Vance vanishing into the wings, Colbert turning to the crowd with a smirk. There goes the hillbilly, folks. Show's over. The line hit like a thunderclap. Roars of laughter, cups tossed, seats rattled, the energy untamed. But what made the night seismic wasn't just the ejection, it was the collapse. I'll be back. You'll pay, Vance shouted, voice cracking as security shoved him out. Colbert didn't miss a beat. You paid tonight, JD, in sweat and shame. The crowd split down the middle, wild applause on one side, furious boos on the other. Online, total detonation, one viral tower. Clip read, kicked off. Another. Colbert owns him. Millions watched the mic toss, The meltdown, the walk-off, a cultural moment locked in digital replay. Insiders say producers were divided. Some thrilled at the rating surge, others rattled by the blowback. But one thing's certain: late night will never be the same. Backstage, sources overheard Vance fuming. "They'll regret this," his voice shaking. But it was too late. His ironclad image, fractured, and Stephen Colbert, still sitting, still smiling. "That's how you close a show," he quipped. "Handle a senator?" Colbert quipped, grinning as the crowd roared, some rushing the stage, others filming feverishly while security swarmed to clear the set. The night didn't just end, it detonated online. The narrative flipped within minutes. Vance crushed, one viral thread declared. Colbert unstoppable, claimed another. Analysts weighed in. He played him cold. Colbert didn't just win, he owned the stage. What followed was a cultural firestorm. The clash between Senator JD Vance and Stephen Colbert wasn't just TV, it became a national obsession. The fallout? Relentless. Vance, Trump's iron-jawed soldier, left not in triumph but in flames. Sources say the Ohio senator stumbled backstage, face red, voice raw. "They'll pay for this," he hissed as aides rushed him past reporters. But the internet didn't wait. On X, he posted, "Truth doesn't bend, I'll rise." It earned 150,000 likes and was buried beneath replies. "You fell, JD." Owned. Mic toss heard round the world. The clip of his ejection looped millions of times. Memes hit hard. Clenched fists dubbed hillbilly heartbreak. TikTok flooded. Supporters rallied, "He's a fighter, they rigged it." But the damage was done. His tough guy armor? Cracked wide open. Meanwhile, Colbert seized the spotlight, opening his next show with swagger. "We had a senator. He brought the heat. I brought the boot." Smug. Victorious. Ratings soared, up 55%. Behind the scenes, his team buzzed. "Vance thought he'd roll me," Colbert told staff. "I rolled him." Analysts called it a masterclass. But not without consequence. Some insiders whispered, "He's a target now." The win was sharp, but so was the risk. Online, the divide deepened. Colbert rules versus "they ambushed him." Trump's lapdog down versus "he'll rise stronger." The debate raged. Did Vance snap, or was he set up? Colbert baited him perfectly, one pundit noted. "Expect bruises in the Senate," warned another. Inside Trump's orbit? Chatter spiked. The rise Vance was riding rocked. Sources say he's gone dark hold-up plotting. Talk swirls, a counterstrike, a rival appearance, maybe even a revenge tour. But for now, silence. A silence that stings. And the ripple effects? Seismic. Colbert didn't just make headlines, he rewrote late-night rules. Networks are scrambling. Do they lean in, book bolder guests, or pull back, fearing chaos? The country split, half cheering. He smashed a senator, half cringing. Too far? One thing's certain. JD Vance fell. Colbert rose. And the moment? Carved in viral stone. But this isn't over. This was the spark. Vance's comeback. Colbert's next move. Whatever's coming next, it's gonna blaze. Stay locked in. If you're hooked on this madness, you haven't seen anything yet.